Hello, I'm gonna do a little quick review of the manga Icehead Gill now that it is ended. Which, honestly, of the Shonen Jump manga that are out right now, I was not surprised when it ended. It lasted about as long as I expected it to. For me, it was never bad, but it was never doing anything crazy for me. The art was cool at times. It was never like hooking me beyond anything. And then by like chapter 10, you're like, oh, this is on its way out. Because it just had this pace where it's like, oh, we're gunning it for the end, which I imagine could just be jumping like, hey, you're leaving in chapter 25. You have this many chapters to finish it, and they go, okay, you can go the route of like Ghost Paradox Writer where you just go meta as hell, or you do what Ice Hunter Gilded, which was just end it. You just speed through the rest. You're like, yep, we did all the things. You just missed it. Where it's like I guess that works, and I guess it is probably the preferred method where it's just I am done, we've done the story, you just missed all of it because we have to end it somehow. But I kind of like the meta ones more. I kind of enjoy having it be very weird and meta by the end of it, but I can understand wanting to at least like finish your story and be like, here are the ideas I was cooking up, even if I didn't get to like use them, but it's whatever. But overall, I thought it was fine. I read a lot of the Shonen Jump manga week to week, even if I'm not like the most invested, because a lot of them are just like fine. Like it's 20 pages, it's like 2 or 3 minutes to read, if that. And some you kind of get the vibe. You're like, I don't think this is staying, and you just read it to the end. And Gill was one where it was like, I think this is not gonna last forever, so I'm gonna get in while I can and get out when it probably gets canceled. There are a few that I've had that haven't, but usually it's like by that point they kind of find their stride and get good again, which is ideally what all of them would, but you can't win them all at that point. And I just like reading them, even if it is like fine. I'm apparently a person who can just do that, where I can just read like mid stuff and be like, yep, that existed. Let's move on. What will it be replaced by? I don't know, but hopefully the artist can get another series going soon because it wasn't bad. Like there was never anything I was like, this is the worst. I hate this. Besides like his catchphrase with like the axe thing, or was like nobody's better at axes than me, and I'm like, okay, like thanks, buddy, I got it. But like there are worse catchphrases than that. It is just one of them. Very much like Ice Hunter Gill is just one of the series of all time. Like it sure is a manga that exists. But sometimes you can't win them all. And after reading Jump for a long-ish time now, you kind of get the vibe when things are gonna start getting canceled. Was it one of the weaker ones in the lineup? Yeah. Was it the weakest? That's debatable. I mean, my other weakest one, the Ichinose Family Sins, also ended, so I was kind of running out of things I was just kind of reading. Which Ichinose Deadly Sin was in the same vein as Gill, but infinitely more confusing. Where it's like I understood Gill from beginning to end, like that made sense. I saw the line; it was pretty simple, but like not in an offensively bad way. Where it was like Ichinose Sins, I was like, I don't know what is happening anymore, but I'm reading it because I can't imagine half the other people are. But then I look at something like Cypher Academy, which is doing great, and I'm like, I guess the puzzles or something work because I don't know. I can't parse this story. But sometimes too simple might just not be enough. You kind of got to do your thing and do it well and give you something that stand out. And I think Gil had a couple of those that could make it stand out, but on the whole, it didn't have enough to stand out and stick around, I guess. But overall, it wasn't bad, wasn't great. It exists, and I read it and finished it, and That is enough for me.